Hey guys, welcome back. Andrew here with Ambient Endeavors, and today we're taking a quick first look at the Eventide H9 Gen 2. We're going to do it by way of highlighting 5 of my favorite sounds that I came across as I was spending some time with the new H9 in the studio here. There's certainly a ton of legacy sounds from the Eventide catalog, some really fantastic and impressive sounds there, and we'll get to a couple of them on the list here, but I'd be remiss if I didn't start off with some of the new granular sounds that they included in this H9 that they recently released and added to the H90 collection here. So we're going to dive right in here and show you some sounds from the Cosmic Web algorithm. You'll get some of this really ethereal, washy ambient texture along with some unexpected pitch shifts and shimmery sparkles. It's really beautiful and elegant, so let's check out Cosmic Web. So the H9 Gen 2 kind of took me by surprise when I saw it was being released. I'd used the H9 in years past, and I really love and admire what Eventide has been able to do with their catalog of effects that really spans, decades and decades of innovation and design. But the H9 was a really special unit. It was a really powerful unit and one that harnessed a lot of really great modulation and delay and reverb sounds. One that I leaned into in different board builds and different seasons, but I always felt it was a little bit limited by the interface that they chose to go with that big dial in the middle and fairly limited controls outside of that. I will say the companion app was pretty amazing. And when you didn't have to deal with the connectivity issues, it was a really powerful tool to be able to do that. But you really did need to have that app, in my opinion, to be able to use that functionally and tweak algorithms and tweak presets and things. So I love what they are doing in terms of evolving this interface. With the H9 Gen 2, you have much more control on the face of the unit to be able to dial in your sounds and customize your presets on the fly. It definitely still is a unit that I think lends itself to creating presets and kind of managing a catalog of your own presets. You can do that on the fly on the unit, like I mentioned, or with the Eventide Control app for desktop, and it just allows you to have a little bit more of a visual workstation there to create and manage your presets. But I'm just really excited to see this next evolution of the H9. It's such a powerful tool, whether it's on your pedal board or in the studio setting, with the catalog of 74 plus algorithms, some of the best stereo implementation, and just really dynamic, impressive sounds and textures that you can get from different algorithms in this pedal, whether it be for those expansive, ambient, ethereal sounds that I love to lean into, and some of the classic reverbs and delays, and now the granular catalog, or just a smattering of some of the really classic effects that you want to have access to either on the board or in the studio. And of course, it features all the pitch shifting effects that Eventide is well known for over the decades and decades of innovation that they've had in this H9000 sort of environment. So we're going to check out one of the pitch shifting effects that really jumped out to me, this cool sub bass algorithm and preset that you can turn into an arpeggiated synth type sound and get some really cool textures and sounds. I'm using a guitar into this effect, and it's sounding like a sub bass and an arp bass kind of sound throughout the sound. So let's check that out here. It's the sub bassy preset on the H9 Gen 2 using the hot Sawz synth algorithm. So when I think about the H9 platform, it really feels to me like a jack of all trades, master of all. It's kind of like the best iteration, the best version of a utility pedal for me, because it gives you this whole collection of sounds, and a lot of times it's these sounds that you maybe only use once or twice during a set or kind of occasionally, but the H9 allows you to have access to every one of those sounds and kind of call them up as you need it, and some of the best examples of those sounds. A whole catalog of the classic modulation effects that you'd want, from chorus, flanger, vibrato, tremolo. You've got delays that range from analog sounding, tape delays, digital delays with modulation, and then of course those reverb tones that give you the room, hall, plate type sounds. So it's really a pedal that you can rely on as this sort of best-in-class utility pedal with, again, this impressive, massive catalog of stereo effects. So we're going to lean into one of the more traditional classic sounds that I am adding to this list. I've become pretty obsessed with chorus tones recently, so we're going to check out some of the stereo chorus sounds in the H9 Gen 2 by way of the TriceraChorus algorithm and the instant chorus preset. Let's check it out here. One thing that surprised me on the whole about this H9 Gen 2 were some of the overdrive tones. I don't really consider overdrive tones in a digital kind of environment here as something to go out of my way to find. Historically, I find them kind of lacking in touch sensitivity, in kind of dynamics and feel, and I'm doing a lot of that with discrete analog overdrives, other places in my signal chain, but I dialed up this next preset as I was going through, and it really kind of stopped me in my tracks as a texture and a tone that was timely in the sense of I think this sound is kind of having a moment, but just one that I've gravitated towards and have tried to create with different effects on my board as of late too. So we're going to check out this drive sound from the Eventide H9 that I think they've done a really great job with. And there's certainly other overdrives, distortions in this unit that are really viable, that are really compelling for different genres and different purposes. So don't sleep on the overdrives or distortions in the H9. And right now we're going to check out a sound called Sticky Tape that sort of blends the line between drive and compression and gives you that kind of tape saturation with the ability to add a little bit of wow and flutter and compression squeeze there as well. Let's check it out. So there's really a ton to love about this H9, and like I said, this video is mainly meant to be a quick first look at some of the sounds that jumped out to me. If you've got any questions or comments, or if you want to see something further about this H9 maybe in future videos, I imagine this is going to make its way onto a board, and I think that there's probably space and time to do this justice with another video. So drop any questions or comments or curiosities you've got about the H9 Gen 2 here, and I'll see what I can do to kind of compile those and maybe do a follow-up video here. And then too, if you're interested in more conversation about the H9 Gen 2, we're going to hit it on the podcast with myself, Mark Johnston, and John from Signal Path. That episode is going live within a couple days of this video, so check each of our channels and go check out that conversation as we dive into the ins and outs of H9 Gen 2 and some of our kind of backstory with the unit and the H9 and Eventide sounds sounds in general. But I want to share one more sound before we leave here, and this is one of the quintessential Eventide sounds when I think about the catalog of effects. This is from their Blackhole algorithm. It's a preset called Dark Matter, and the Blackhole to me just is one of the handful of effects that I really closely tether and associate with Eventide. It's this really kind of cavernous, almost ominous at times, reverb that allows you to mess with the gravity of the reverb and give you a forward reverb that can get lush and dense and cavernous, or kind of flip the gravity and create this reverse reverb type effect that can produce some really cool textures and moments. So we're gonna dive into Dark Matter and hear some sounds from that, a classic Eventide algorithm. Let's check it out. So that's a quick look at the Eventide H9 Gen 2 by way of showing you 5 of my favorite sounds that I came across here. If you've got any questions or comments about the unit or the sounds, please drop them below in the comments. If you're new here and haven't subscribed, please hit subscribe below so you can stay up to date on future videos, and hit the link below to check out the H9 on Eventide's website and get the full list of features and specs and all the details on this new H9 Gen 2. Take care.